If we manufacture automobiles, then we need to identify the competitive environment we want to analyze. Are we analyzing the global auto industry, or just the US auto industry, or just the EU auto industry? This is especially important because strategists aren't always the most knowledgeable people in the room related to the detailed business operations. Short-term performance, but it may help the company to build internal capabilities for the future. The best strategy development processes are iterative and evidence-based, so that strategists know that their path will lead to success before fully committing to the journey. They cannot know nearly as much about the customer experience as the marketing professionals in the room. They cannot know nearly as much about the capital structure as the finance people in the room. We would likely be very unsatisfied if we went to our doctor, learned that we were diabetic, and then walked out without any help or support from the doctor to adjust and refine our lifestyle. Similarly, in business, once we effectively diagnose an existing strategy and situation, we then need to develop a new or updated strategy that accounts for the insights we have gained. The rental cost was a fraction of the purchase price for the dresses and gave these women a one-time opportunity to wear an amazing dress, look and feel beautiful, and then return the dress at the conclusion of the event. Consider the example of Netflix, which started in 1997 as a mail-order DVD rental business. Netflix initially introduced a new business model to compete with brick-and-mortar rentals. A paradox mindset pushes us to shift from an either-or mentality to a both-and mentality. The internet infrastructure and video streaming technologies were improving. They recognized that their mail-order service providing physical DVDs would likely become less and less relevant as customers shifted towards video streaming technology. Streaming started to grow, Netflix also started to realize that its suppliers had all of the power. The studios actually created the content, and Netflix just resold the content by streaming it. As time went on, Netflix found itself in more and more painful bargaining situations where content providers were asking for larger and larger fees. In response, Netflix reconfigured its strategy to start creating its own content. For example, rather than always emphasizing innovation over production, or always production over innovation, we may develop a richer approach. The fourth force is supplier power, which captures the extent to which suppliers have power to negotiate for higher prices from companies in our industry. This is exactly the same logic as buyer power. Suppliers tend to have more power when there are fewer suppliers than competitors in the industry, when it is costly for companies in the industry to switch away from suppliers' products and services, and when we can think of buyer power and supplier power as a pair of forces because they both affect the flow of cash into and out of the industry.